Welcome to Upleveling, the podcast dedicated to building better leaders, smarter systems, and bigger results. Today's episode is going to be a little different and honestly a little more real. So we just came out of tax season and I am tired. I know a lot of you probably feel the same way after a really big push because you've had to make really quick decisions or issues are just coming at you left and right and you're trying to solve them. Maybe you've had people problems. It's just a lot. And after you go through this season, you just feel really drained. You're probably less focused, maybe less motivated. Maybe you're even avoiding things that you normally handle really well. And I want you to realize that this is not a discipline problem or you're not being lazy. This is an energy problem. And it's honestly something most business owners don't know how to manage. So we're going to talk through that today. I see this with a lot of business owners and even in myself that we think the answer is just to always push harder, to work longer, to stay disciplined, to be more consistent. And I want you to recognize that, yes, discipline matters, but the problem really is we're trying to operate at 100% all of the time. And that's just not realistic. It's just not sustainable, and it's not how high performers actually operate their life. So it's not a you problem, it's an energy problem and learning how to manage that. There's a concept from the book High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard that has just really always stuck with me. And he talks about energy management, how high performers don't just manage their time, they're managing their energy. They understand that they don't need to be on all of the time, and that they do need to step back and recharge. Because if you're not managing your energy, eventually your performance is going to start to drop. And it's better that you recognize that than not. And honestly, this could be over, just a simple day or weeks or months. But learning what gives you energy and what takes your energy is going to help you be more successful in your day-to-day and your long-term vision and reaching goals. Think about somebody that you know and they just seem to accomplish so much. The chances are that they're really good at managing their energy, not just their time. So let's put this in a simple framework of how do we get better at this and how do we take action? Because I think about it in a really simple way. The first part is recognize your seasons, because not every part of your business is going to be a sprint. For us, our tax season is a sprint, but I need to make sure that if we have a really hard push, we need to have time after that to adjust. We don't need to keep pushing so hard all year long, or I'm going to burn out, or the team is going to burn out. So right now, we just have to start thinking about how do we reset and rebuild for our next season. So what I want you to do is recognize your seasons in your business, because we all have them. And then next, really treat energy like a resource. We think about managing money and time, or maybe managing people in our business, but we don't really think about energy in the same way. I want you to think about an energy plant. The plant itself does not have energy, it creates energy. So how do you do that in your own life? And like I mentioned before, you want to think about what are the things that give you energy and what drains you. Talking back to or referencing back to the book, High Performance Habits, he has some great examples in there of what he does to bring up his energy. Like one of the things is if he's walking from meeting to meeting, then it's taking a break in between one meeting and just taking deep breaths and resetting your mind and thinking, okay, what do I want to get out of this next meeting? instead of just going from one room to the next. It's slowing down and rebuilding your energy so that you can show up as your best self, and just making sure that you're being intentional about that. And then after we've learned and improved how we're treating and managing energy, recognizing that you need to be intentional with recovery. This is a really big one for me because I think that we were taught, or at least I was taught, that you have to always be working hard. And if you're not, then you're lazy. And so letting go of that mindset and recognizing that you have to have a recovery stage, and it can't be accidental. Recovery is not scrolling your phone at the end of the day or zoning out. You need real recovery. You need time off. You need space to think, and time where you're just not making constant decisions and 20 things are coming at you. Like, our brain is not wired to constantly think that way and to always be on. So just remember that recovery isn't lazy. It's what's going to allow you to perform at your best for a longer period of time. So be very intentional at what you build into your life for recovery. So if you're coming off a busy season right now, just like I am, don't just jump straight into the next thing full speed. Take a step back and really ask yourself, how am I going to recharge? How am I going to do that on purpose? What's going to give me more energy? What's going to give me energy to keep going and to enjoy the journey? Because if you really want to build a business that's going to last, you can't just operate like you're in a constant emergency. You have to learn to manage that energy and to manage yourself so that you're more successful. So I'd love to hear your tips on what you do in your day-to-day or in your long seasons to maintain your energy levels and to rebuild. Thanks for tuning in to Upleveling. If you found value in today's episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It helps more entrepreneurs like you discover the show. Let's keep the conversation going. Connect with us on social media or visit aligncpa.com for resources and updates. Until next time, keep leading, optimizing, and upleveling.